As it turns out, the Musk giveth and the Musk taketh away. So Lord Musk, his views on freedom of speech really depend on the day, sometimes the hour. According to a Wall Street Journal article, it may depend on what he's been snorting that day. We might do that story on Friday. So hey, I don't begrudge him a little blow, but it would explain a lot. So Elon Musk under fire after X apparently purges popular left-wing critics, taking off the free speech mask. So this is from Mediaite. Elon Musk's X Twitter platform began suspending the accounts of prominent left-wing journalists and bloggers late on Monday night and into Tuesday. Civil rights attorney Alejandra Caraballo began documenting the massive purge Tuesday morning and listed some of the major accounts that were suspended. Ken Klippenstein of The Intercept, Stephen Zetti, who writes under Stephen Monticelli of the Texas Observer, blogger Rob Rousseau, the account for TrueAnon podcast, and blogger Zay Squirrel were among those suspended. Caraballo noted that most of those suspended are, quote, shit-posting accounts that were critical of Elon and Bill Ackman, unquote, suggesting that Musk was silencing critics. Observers were quick to note that many of the suspended accounts were not only critical of Musk, but also of U.S. foreign policy and Israel's war against Hamas in Gaza. So this is Glenn Greenwald. The account Zay Squirrel was highly popular and polarizing. Its focus was on harshly criticizing U.S., EU foreign policy. That account survived the prior Twitter regime. Their recent focus has been on criticizing Israel and Ackman. Just got banned with no explanation at Elon Musk. And here's the account Tiberius. This is a complete joke. At Elon Musk pretends to be an advocate of free speech, but he has merely created a different kind of bias, one that favors forever wars and U.S. imperialism. Reinstate at Zay Squirrel now. Now, Zay Squirrel's reaction, I think he won the internet with this one, in my opinion. Zay Squirrel reacted to the suspension on their Substack in a strongly worded and expletive-riddled statement. Quote, I didn't even have the opportunity to delete a post that supposedly infringes on Twitter's rules. No, that cunt scumbag Elon Musk, likely at the behest of his buddy Bill Ackman, who I have been embarrassing over the past few days, just banned me. This is George Galloway. Mr. Elon Musk, the suspension of Alan R. McLeod is unconscionable. He is one of the world's most popular and forensic journalists, and as a credit to your platform, please reinstate him. And Musk, you know, he'll tend to weigh in on these things. I will investigate. See, that was the PCP kicking in. He wrote in twice. Wait. Sigh. He's sighing.
Oh, I will
I will investigate. I will investigate.
Do you think? Does that don't you think they have a bunch of people in? Because Twitter still is huge, even though they fired a bunch of people, and then he had that awful woman they hired, and then they got rid of her.
Did they get rid of Yakarino?
Yeah, she's gone.
How did I miss that?
Yeah, they got rid of her. We did a story.
Do you know about this, Keaton? You know?
No, I didn't see
that.
Yak is out. Yak is back.
So, oh no, yeah.
So, we'll get to that. Stephen Monticelli, show me the Twitter files. So Elon Musk. Then he was replying to Glenn, George Galloway, Alan McLeod. We do sweeps for spam, scam accounts, and sometimes real accounts get caught up in them. That sounds so plausible. So Stephen Monticelli responded, show me the Twitter files on this one, because I highly doubt that it's a coincidence a number of high-profile journalists were suspended all at once. And, of course, it was not a coincidence. The only question is, was it an underling who decided to do that?
Exactly.
Or was it Musk himself? Because I do believe in the past there have been cases early on before he really completed his purge where you had people who didn't like the politics of certain people on Twitter.
They can do whatever
they tried to purge
on every
them,
platform.
And he didn't know. But this, it's hard to imagine there's anyone left at Twitter who would do this, although I guess this aligns more with, yeah, I mean, I was just going to say this aligns more with Elon's politics, so maybe they're brown-nosing the boss. I mean, did he go ahead and say, let's get rid of all these accounts? And I must say, if he did, you know, we when we interviewed Taibbi a few weeks ago, we asked him about this. And he described Elon's behavior as being almost like somebody with multiple personality disorder. So if he's a big druggie, that would kind of explain these swings, because a lot of what he does not make any sense even on the face of it. Right? It just doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you purge these accounts and then turn around the next day? Like, look, if he really wanted to do this and he's in his right mind, you would do it. And then you would say these accounts are spamming, or we have credible,
I think he didn't know.
We have credible belief that they're tied to foreign intelligence services. He would say something like that. Well, who knows, man? I mean, he could have been deep in whatever, he could have, shot up some horse and and like, all right, let's purge these accounts. And then when he sobered up, was like, oh,
he wouldn't say any of that though, because that would be an answer. These tech companies don't want to give answers. Users are on a need to know basis with all of these tech companies, whether it's Elon Musk's X or Jack Dorsey's X or Facebook or YouTube. These social media companies keep everyone in the dark. They operate in secret. You often, if not always, can't even tell when you're dealing with support, if you're dealing with a person or a machine. That's the charm of it. That's why these guys get into tech in the first place. They get into tech so they can make millions of dollars sitting in their PJs on their laptop. I mean, that's the whole point of it to these guys. They don't want to be accountable to the people. They don't want to answer questions. It's too much of a headache. They want to automate everything. It's move fast, break things. Straight from the horse's mouth. That is the ethos of all of these tech people. And so I don't think we'll ever know how this happened or why. We do know, as you said, it's not a coincidence that all of these left-wing sort of anti-Israel accounts got shut down on the same night. We know that.
Right.
But we will never know why. I don't think Elon will ever tell us why. Okay, I mean, look at his answers there. His answers were basically designed to simulate an automated bot response. I will investigate. Sigh. I mean, what is that? That's autism? A guy who doesn't want you to know. He'll never tell you.
Hold on. You don't think it's possible? I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that, of course. But so Bill Ackman, because I immediately thought Bill Ackman, because that's what all that Harvard shit was, right?
Oh, absolutely. Right. Yeah.
So you don't think Bill Ackman, let's say he did go directly to Elon. He goes, hey, these people are saying terroristic threats against Israel. You think he knows who any of these people are? And I can easily see him going, oh, Bill Ackman asked me to have these taken down.
Oh, I can absolutely see that too, Kurt.
He finds out later, it's like, because with what's his name? Alex Jones.
Right.
They did that call on Clubhouse. These people are so high up, and especially if you know any kind of like real rich or famous people, they don't tend to know shit. I mean, it's really whatever their underlings tell them is what they know.
Well, I mean,
exactly. They're like billionaire Kramers from Seinfeld. They believe the last thing they hear from the last person who told it to them. Sounds like they know something. That's really what they are. And I think that's very, very plausible. I think that's likely, Kurt, that he got a directive like that, of that nature, perhaps from Ackman himself. What I'm saying is, and I could be wrong. I mean, time will tell. I don't think he'll ever tell us. I don't think we'll ever know.
I agree.
No, I think you're right.
What do you say about Alex Jones though? Did he explain that when they had that big call?
You know what it probably is, because Don Lemon is going to start his show on X, so he probably feels like he's got real journalism covered now. He doesn't need any more journalists over there. Now he's got Don Lemon on the team.
I can't wait to see him unleashed. Not since Byron
We've
Allen
already seen him unleashed. Okay, he is really like. I know Jimmy makes this reference a lot too, and I often think of it myself. If you've ever seen broadcast news, that's William Hurt's character. It's just the idea that the people they put in front of the camera are these airheads. Don Lemon, in his first statement promoting his new show, and he very much is trying to show how unleashed he is. He explains that he would prefer Donald Trump over Nikki Haley because he can't really respect Nikki Haley because she endorsed Donald Trump.
not the slavery thing?
Dude, this is Forrest Gump level intelligence. No, he's saying he would prefer Donald Trump to someone who endorsed Donald Trump. Right? Nikki Haley endorsed Donald Trump, so he likes Donald Trump better because he can't support someone who supported Donald Trump.
And the show's called Don Lemon Drunk.
Yeah.
New Year's every day with Don Lemon on X.
We almost did it as a segment. I felt stupid working on it. I felt my brain cells frying.
Permanent Mardi Gras with Don Lemon.
Past her prime time with Don.
Past her prime time. Yeah.
What will you do for some NBC beats?
Come see us do a live stand-up show. We'll be in Venice, California, Palmdale, California, Omaha, Des Moines, Milwaukee, Lansing, Bend, Oregon, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, Boston, Massachusetts, and we're going to Europe. Do you live in Europe? We're going to be there. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for all those tickets.